Welcome to another unboxing. This is Upturned Table, and today we are taking a look at Zone Wars for Mutant Year Zero by Free League. So this is the 4-player pledge, so this is the base set plus the expansion that gives you 4 factions. And let's take a look at what we got. So we got some paper, some sustainable packing materials. Oh yes, and I got an extra set because I think these are also usable with the Mutant Year Zero RPG. So I got an extra set of the Free League dice. They use the same dice for both games. So these are the 15 engraved designed specifically for Mutant Year Zero. So these are the RPG dice. So I missed when this was initially Kickstarted back in 2015 or whatever, the RPG. I didn't have a chance to pick it up. And I think it's back in print now as well, the core book for the RPG. So that's good that they offered these and that they use the same dice. They didn't kind of, get tricky and do another set of custom dice. All right. Yeah, everything looks packed pretty well. So here is our expansion. It looks like, this is a little smaller. So here's our expansion, the Robots Psionics, and the core set with the first 2 factions. All right, so there we are. So Zone Wars, Mutant Year Zero, so Skirmish Mayhem in the Mutant Year Zero multiverse, and a lot of reflection. Okay, so let's get some plastic off of this. But yeah, I guess they're both about the same size. Yeah, I thought that the core might be a little bigger. So I guess it's the same number of miniatures. So let's start with our core box. And get this plastic off so you can get rid of that wonderful reflection. Oh, it looks like the box is a little glossy, so the reflections aren't going anywhere. But yeah, wow, nice glossy box. You can see all my lighting. All right, let's take a look. So lead a band of mutant stalkers into the zone and fight others to scavenge artifacts from the ancients. Stake out your claim in the post-apocalyptic wasteland or die trying. So this is designed by Andy Chambers. So Necromunda, Battlefleet Gothic, Warhammer Fantasy Battles, Dropzone Commander, with Tomas Härenstam, Mutant Year Zero, Alien RPG, Twilight 2000, everybody's credits, Blade Runner, Dragonbane, and the Free League, Zone Wars, and the Free League. So the Zone Wars is a fast, furious game of tabletop skirmish set in the beloved Mutant Year Zero universe. So this core set includes 10 detailed 32mm miniatures, 5 each, for the Ark Mutants and the Genlab Tribe, cards, tokens, dice, a game mat, cardboard terrain, a ruler, and rulebook, including 5 scenarios and campaign rules, character generation, and solo rules. Everything you need to play. So yeah, we went through. So yeah, we've got probably a paper mat, but we've got another set of 10 dice and cards and everything. So yeah, I'm curious to see the quality because previously I think Free League has only done the board game miniatures for Tales from the Loop, their board game. So I'm curious what the quality of these guys is going to be like. I think they're pre-built, so let's take a look. Wow, nice heavy box. Yep, paper mat. Oh, but it's got a nice coat on it like the Twilight 2000 maps and things. Yeah, it's got a really nice coat on it. This will be nice and durable. This is almost identical to the to my 4x6 mat that I have, my neoprene mat. Nice. All right. Yeah, so this is, 36 by 36, they said? Quite a big... It's pretty similar. I guess we've got a road here. We've got the road, right? We've got a road on one side and then kind of just this mix of mud and grass and rocks on the other. So there may be a scenario where you're, walking along a road or, there's something involving that. Some silica. Our tokens look nice. Two-sided. All right. Looks like we've got some wandering, horrible monsters there. And here's our cardboard terrain. So not the thickest, but it should be okay. And it shouldn't be too bendable. And I think it's just going to be for cover. I don't think there's any two-story. It's kind of scatter terrain. So you're looking at like piles of tires and things. Yeah, broken walls. Some windows. Oh, that does look like a second story, though. So I hope this is... Oh, they're plastic miniatures, though. Yeah, they're plastic. They're going to be able to stand on a second story easily. Ah, some pine trees. Well, a lot of terrain. Some pine trees. More broken buildings and floors. Die, meat eater, die. I guess that's the herbivores from Genlab. And more tokens. It looks like our rangefinder here. Got our two-sided status tokens. Nice hex shapes. So using this book, it looks like their rules. Oh, this is our whole rulebook. And this is our whole rulebook. Wow. Yeah. That's nice. Oh, everything's in a tray. This is it. So instructions for our terrain. Yeah, very board game-esque and a nice big, you can't quite see it, but an empty tray here for all of those tokens. So everything's going to fit nicely back in the box. Wow. Very cool. All right. Let's take a quick flip through the rules here. So getting started, these are the 4 factions. We'll open the Nova Cult and the Mechatron Hive. So we've got robots and psionics. So yeah, 10 miniatures total, 10 character cards, 24 mutant module cards, 15 zones, 22 artifacts, starting gear, and then our action tokens, zone tokens, damage, artifacts, experience, victory points. Yeah, Ravenous Devourer and our Razorback token. So yellow base dice and gear dice, black gear dice. So yeah, we're only using the 2 colors. 3 sheets of cardboard terrain. Yeah, so 90 by 90 centimeter game mat. And so here's a reference for all of our tokens. And our dice. So just like the RPG, we've got base dice and gear dice. But they're not started out with skills. I don't think we're using, no skill dice. And then measuring, everything is done from the model's base. Turning and firing arcs. So most models in Zone Wars turn freely when moving, but are limited to firing at targets to their front. So there is a facing. Hopefully the bases are marked or can be easily marked. So you've got a 180 firing arc. Then measuring increments, we've got distances. Yeah, so the rangefinder is 2.5 is close, 5 is medium, and 10 inches is long range. So characters do have attributes, ranged, melee, survival, and health, but they're not rolling any dice for those. So you do attribute rolls, sometimes either ranged, melee, or survival. Mutations and modules and endpoints. Endpoint modules are powered by endpoints, or mutations and modules. Each player has a pool of endpoints to use for all of their models as they see fit. Typically, each player starts the game with just a single endpoint and gains more by pushing rolls or via zone cards. And you can never have more than 3. Weapons are range, bonus, and special for ranged weapons. Melee just have bonus and special. So game rounds. So draw action tokens and then activating take a turn or Overwatch. So in a turn, move and attack, aim, fire, charge, sprint, activate mutation or module, recover, assist recovery, simple operation, complex operation. And then explanation of everything. What are zones? So zone tokens are added to the cup to represent the perils and opportunities of the zone itself. So when you're drawing out activations, you can also draw zone tokens. When a zone token is drawn, draw a zone card and resolve its effects, and then place the token outside the cup. To come up with a nice post-apocalyptic cup that's not going to fit in the box. And then victory conditions for scenarios, casualties. If a model's been broken by damage or action tokens, action tokens are still placed in the cup, but when the model is activated, there's a chance the model in question may recover enough to be able to take the action. So the recovery action. So ending the game, only one player has models left, or the scenario conditions are met. Here's our list of actions, and then, descriptions for everything. Models leaving the table, they're immediately removed. Their action tokens are removed. There's terrain effects. Here's our attacks. Special attacks, improvised attacks, igniter, area of effect, knockback, and overwatch. Then taking hits, armor cover, damage, and then the broken state. Artifacts, recovery. So artifacts, other models in base contact may take one artifact card from a broken model with a simple operation. All artifacts with cards with and all artifacts with complex. I see. So some of the victory conditions may be how many artifacts you recover. Attacking a broken model, so you can still attack a broken model with further attacks, additional damage. The damage has no effect unless a single attack inflicts damage equal to or higher than the full health of the target. And you can recover when you're activated. It can be stabilized or brought back. So a broken model recovers, you remove all damage from it, and it can now act normally. Wow, they're pretty resilient. And then here's the mutation. So physical mutations, psionics, feral mutations for the gene lab. So each of them has their own mutations and modules. Modules, for the robots. And the artifacts. So in addition to victory point values, most artifacts can be used straight away by Stalkers as weapons or armor. Some artifacts are single use, and you have starting gear. So finding artifacts are often placed on the battlefield according to the scenario map. One artifact token in base contact can be picked up with a simple action. And then the zone cards with all of their wonderful effects, monsters, and then campaign play. Custom characters. So 10 characters in the core game and 10 in the Robots and Psionics expansion will take you a long way, but you can easily create your own for Zone Wars. So you'll need to find your own miniatures, though. All right. In the character conversion, Zone Wars takes place in the universe of Mutant Year Zero role-playing game, and if you would like to let your characters join the fray on the battlefield, the following rules will let you quickly convert a Mutant Year Zero to Zone Wars. That's nice. So similar to what they've been doing with Morkborg and things for Forbidden Psalm. You can move back and forth between the RPG and the skirmish. So here's our scenarios. So throwdown, block war, street fight, the chase. Up the chase, there's our road. And Ark defense. And then solo play. That's right. Solo play rules as well. Helper models. So a little modification on the rules for solo play. So pretty straightforward. That is not a lot of rules. 24-page booklet with rules plus scenarios. So probably, we're looking at maybe 15, 18 pages of rules. Pretty straightforward. So a booklet. So not there's no card cover or any sort of cover. It's just a booklet. But now, let's see how they did. That doesn't look bad. Let's see how they did. So a nice vacuum tray with room for all the cards that are in the set. And then here's our dice. So similar. So they are the exact dice. And I'm glad they offered both. So you get 10 6 and 4, so base and gear. And then if you get another set, then you get 5 more of each. So that should be enough. I was just worried for 4-player games, passing a lot of dice. Oh, let's take a look. So these are the ones that are included. Let's just take a look. These don't need to stay in there. Ziplocs. Yes, so the same quality that they've been producing. Nice engraved, nice clean paint fill. So you've got your 1 and your 6 as symbols. Nice, and they'll sit in there. And our gear dice. Yep, the same deal there. Nice clean little glossy on the dice and the same. Oh, these have, that's right, gear, because you've got a broken, oh, do not want that, I'm sure. You've got a damage or a special. One or the other. Oh, interesting. No, oh, there we go. Okay, so 2 sizes of cards. I thought it would be a whole deck here. So we've got our character cards. So let's take a look. So yeah, the usual kind of linen finish. A little glossy, but not bad. And these are all of our 10 named characters for both factions here. Let's take a quick look at these. So we've got Franton with a scrap rifle and wings. Oh, and so you've got 2. You've got bloodied and your regular version. So yeah, your stats are affected by bloodied. Yes, so just so you have a visual, you don't have to put a counter on it. You can just flip the card. It doesn't look like the stats change. But you do have that state. Maybe helps you from having to flip models or anything. All right, so Franton Kryn has a scrap pistol, stone skin. Hugust has a chainsaw and is a crusher with a random physical mutation. Danko has a scrap pistol, diving helmet, spores, and a random physical mutation. Nafta, scrap rifle, rat eater, and a random physical mutation. And here's our Genlab. So Dux and Borman. Are these, I wonder if these are the 2 characters from the PC game. I think these are the 2 starting characters from the PC. It'd be cool if they carried them over, because that was really fun. So Dux has a crossbow, a warning call, a random feral mutation. Borman has a club, a charger, and a random feral. Pharaoh looks like a fox, right? Scrap rifle, stealthy, and a random feral. And a moose has a club, antlers, random feral. And then Reuben, like a rabbit, pistol, hatchet, burrows, and random feral mutation. Yeah, these are nice. You can see that texture. So yeah, nice finish on these cards. These are going to hold up well. All right, and we'll take a look at these gear and artifact cards. Yeah, interesting. They printed them on the. I guess it keeps the table more clear. You don't have your cards aren't spread out so far. Because it's nice. These aren't dashboards. They're just playing card sizes, and so then with your equipment, it's not going to get too out of control. For table space, so here is our. Oh, these are our artifacts. Hunting rifle, flamethrower, laser. Ooh, there we go. Laser pistol, laser rifle, spiked bat, cooking pot, hockey pads, gas mask, road sign, alarm clock, desk clock, wall clock. All the clocks are here. Vacuum cleaner, shopping cart, hockey mask, gaffer tape, medicine, leather jacket, magnifying glass, rubber duck, teddy bear. I just spoiled all of the artifacts. So those are nice, recognizable. Blue, and these are the mutations. So acid spit. And so random, I guess you're drawing. You're just going to draw a random mutation. Acid spit, flamethrower, spores, malleable, flesh eater, four-armed, frog legs, human plant, insect wings, crusher, stone skin, rot eater, stealthy. Yep. Oh, these are the feral. Are we already into the feral? Yes. So we're already into the feral. They're both green, but there's feral and then standard mutations. Sprinter, burrower, Killer Instinct Charger. Natural Armor. Antlers. Flight Response. Warning Call. Yeah, so some of these they'll take, like ducks will take that one. These already got it built in. Fast Reflexes. Venomous Bite. There's all our mutations. So you take them and also draw one. And then here's our starting gear. Oh, and that's great. It's got the character portrait listed so you can easily identify whose gear goes to who. That's cool. And they've got the bonus and their rank for what they're doing. Everything is a 0. Yeah, so armor 2, bonus 3. So simple stats on our starting gear. And that's everything. Yeah, so we've got our mutations, our artifacts, and our gear. And I think the expansion's going to add more. Our characters, cards, and then we have our zone cards. So these are the ones when you pull a zone token instead of an activation, you have to pass or fail a lot of these. So rot, hotspot, dust storm, ruin, collapse, strange find, zone ghoul, trigger, unexplored or unexploded ordnance, zone leeches, ravenous devourer, razorback, zone rats, and land shark. Oh, we need a miniature for that. Look at that. Nice. So our fun surprises in the zone. Wow, that is a nice little, yeah, it's a nice little tray. Everything goes in. And let's get a look at these guys here. So here are our miniatures. So we'll just take, oh, not bad at all. So these do not need any assembly and are all ready to go here with their starting equipment. Yeah, it's nice. So these are just there's our chainsaw character, just our regular mutants, not our zone lab, not the feral mutants. Yeah, so do they have yeah, it looks like they've got a little bit of an ink wash on them. Yeah, it looks like they've got some sort of wash to bring out, nothing too dark, but that detail pops a lot more than it should. So it seems like there's something going on in how they're finished. Yeah, there's a little bit of a finish on these. So they don't need to be painted right out of the gate. And also the color of the plastic is differentiating the factions. So it makes them very visible. Yeah, they have a finish on them. Yeah, it looks like some sort of wash and maybe even like a dry brush because there's some raised highlights that are whiter. It may just be the ink. They're decent. They're not, crazy sharp detail. I don't see a lot of bad flashing. Yeah, you can see from the base that they did something. There was like a wash and a kind of something that is highlighting, or maybe just the ink itself soaks in and darkens it enough. But have a nice, it's kind of almost an antique look from what they did. Yeah, so the details are really popping out and are much more noticeable. And hopefully, depending on what they did, hopefully it's not going to be hard to paint these guys. I'll have to see if that's going to take a primer or if this will actually grab paint. Yeah, so it's cool to have miniatures of the two characters from the Mutant U-Zero PC game. I'm glad they stuck with those guys. Nice. So our burrower, our rabbit with his little down vest, and our fox with his stealth and rifle. Yeah, interesting finish. Yeah, you can definitely see overhead on the bases the effect that they went for. And then our moose, big old club. Yeah, not insane. I mean, they're really helped by this effect that they did. I think they would look like just raw board game plastic without this treatment. This was probably, even though it added to the expense, probably a clever idea to make that happen. And then it also doesn't force you to paint them. They look decent on the table. All right, so that was our base set, and everything goes, yeah, nicely back in the box. Probably the extra dice are not going to fit, but I'll cram as many of the base and gear as I can in there. There should be a few more. But yeah, it will work. It works well as a, kind of board game style, everything fitting back in the box with our map on top. Yeah, and terrain as well. So I'll have to get a big Ziploc to keep all that terrain in there flat. But not bad at all. Yeah, the quality, I feel better about the quality of the miniatures. It's not what I was fearing. We've seen some pretty poor plastic. Once, things are kind of decided they're going to be board game level, some plastic can get pretty bad. But, a lot of the times they know on Kickstarter projects, crowdfunded projects, people will want a little bit higher quality. So this is our expansion. So this is Robots and Psionics. So this is giving us the 2 more factions. Let's see what it says on the back here. So lead a band of mutant stalkers. Oh yeah, that's the same. And that's the same. This expansion set expands the game with 2 more factions, allowing up to 4 players in a multi-faction mayhem. In a multi-faction mayhem, this box set includes 10 more 32 millimeter miniatures, 5 each for Mechatron, Mechatron Hive, and then the Nova Cult, and then cards, tokens. Oh, more dice. Oh, I got lots of dice now. Another game mat, cardboard, terrain, rulers, and 5 more scenarios in the book. So this is not a complete game. It needs the core set. And there's a list of everything and examples of our miniatures and the same kind of glossy treatment. Yeah, things are okay. It looks like we had a little bit of a scratch on the front of that, but everything else looks like it's in decent shape. It arrived okay. So we'll take a look here. So yeah, we've got looks like some more tokens for spawning monsters, the Hydra, some +1s, and then, yeah, here's our activations for Nova Cult. It looks like a junked car there. More terrain, so quite a bit. And I think each scenario may specify which terrain. Is it duplicated? I can't tell. And more tokens. So hopefully, yeah, 4 people at the same time will have enough for everybody's injury. Oh no, this is different. This looks like a train car. Or a bus, possibly. Yeah, that'll be cool, fighting in a wrecked train car in another building. Yeah, these are all different. Whoa, okay, so yeah, here's our booklet. Yeah, this is very different. Look at that. So it's good that we're dealing with plastic miniatures because that's not going to handle much. So it's not very thick. Yeah, the cardstock is pretty good, but it's definitely going to warp. It's, I think it'll be a little prone to warping, especially in a, wetter environment. But that is some pretty good cardboard terrain for right out of the box. That's great. Okay, now this is just tiny because it's an expansion. So we got 8 pages. So here's our Robots and Psionics expansion. So we got 2 more factions and more scenarios. Yeah, so it doesn't expand. They go right into, here's the factions, and then here's the scenarios. So I think on the cards, hopefully all the rules, that you're going to need for their abilities and things will all be there. So, yeah, 5 more scenarios. All right. We could use a rules reference sheet, although the rules don't seem terribly complicated, so may not actually need so much. And here we go. So another vacuum tray with a nice cover on it. It's nice they didn't tape it down either. That sometimes tears these covers. So the same amount of dice, so 10 dice. So yeah, that should be plenty. I don't think anyone is rolling much bigger than that. So again, here's our character cards. Bender has pincers and a random module. So here's our robots. Mecha King, Scrap Pistol, System Override, and a random module. Mark 14, Grenade Launcher, and a random module. Wrecker, Flamethrower, Repair Unit, and a random module. And Scrappy, a club, backup system, and a random module. So there's our Mechatron, and here are our Psionics, Plutonia, Scrap Pistol, Puppeteer, and a random Psionic. Scion, Scrap Pistol, Psionic Boost, and a random Psionic. Tula, Scrap Pistol, Magnetism, and random Psionic. And Maxim, Scrap Pistol, Parasite, and 2 random Psionics, because look at that brain, he can hold 2. And Psycho, so starting gears, Scrap Rifle, and a club, and then Clairvoyance, and random Psionic. And we got the Bloodied State, and it's the same nice quality of cards with the linen finish. And what do we got? And these are, yeah, so zone cards, and I guess are they different colors? I don't know if you can easily, they don't differentiate. Oh no, they do down here tell you which set they're from. So here's from Robots and Psionics. So you may not want to mix them up, depending, because some things may ruin the previous scenarios. We've got Acid Grass, Psionic Butterflies, a Trash Hawk, some triggers, a sinkhole, a magnetic field, a zone tornado, probability field, a temperature drop, a killer tree, a zone geyser, centipede snake, and a sniper bug. So more zone cards. It's nice that they differentiate. This is where they came from. And then more artifacts, our modules, psionics, and gear. And again, here's our artifact cards. All right, so Maser Pistol, Plasma Rifle, Laser Welder, Chainsaw, Diving Helmet, Jerry Can, Fire Extinguisher, TV Set, there you go. Motorcycle, Wrench, Lawnmower, Pizza Cutter, a sink, big headphones, an armchair, a bullhorn, shower curtain, keyboard, a toy gun, a necktie. These are getting less and less useful, and a yo-yo. All right. And here's our mutations. So Beastmaster, Clairvoyance, Psychic Boost, Puppeteer, Parasite, Pathokinesis, Pyrokinesis, Telekinesis, all the kinesises, Telepathy, Luminescence, Electric. Oh, these sound like these are still psionic. And here we go. Here's our modules. So backup system, self-destruct, grenade launcher, repair unit, industrial saw. Wow. Holofleesh, jetpack, tentacles, wire. What is that? Wire system. Energy pulse, pincers, system, overdrive, and then our starting gear. And they do a nice job again. The portraits of the characters are on the gear. So lots of scrap pistols, scrap rifles, a flamethrower, the club, and one more club. So nice. We've got all of our little cards together. Yeah, some of those artifacts get pretty useless. So does a yo-yo? Oh no, I guess it does. It's a bonus, and it gives you 1 point. I think if these are artifact points or victory points, it gives you a point, and it does give you a bonus. +1 with a yo-yo. And our characters, yeah, not bad at all. And of course, you could roll these characters up as well into the, and if you liked any of their pre-gens, into the RPG. So the same dice that we took a look at, and even the same amounts, but we have 10 more miniatures here. So let's take a look. Yeah, they did the same kind of the brush, like a highlight, a dark wash, and then a highlight. So they gave you some high, middle, and low kind of dark tones. Nice cape. Yeah, it's nice they're all pre-assembled. That leads, that's much more board game. So it's difficult, though, because this is a miniatures game with a range finder. It's like halfway between. So you don't need a ruler and your own dice. They give you everything you need. Oh, did they? I wonder if they gave a second range ruler. We'll take a look. Here's the big brain. But yeah. Everything looks good, though. Our last little bend, but nothing crazy. And then our robots. Yeah, these look like they're from the illustrations in the Mechatron book. Maybe even NPCs. Oh yeah, he's from the cover, isn't he? Holding the skull. Nice. Yeah, and so 2 more distinct colors. So each faction has a different colored plastic, so easy to play right out. And look at this big guy. Nice, with this skull-like face. Yeah, so here, let me get really close here. So you can see the detail's not amazing. They're really helping it with this little treatment that they did, this wash and highlight. But it's decent. They're board game, kind of quality miniatures. Nice board game miniatures, not the cheap stuff that we're used to. And they're already based. Oh, and they do. I should have paid more attention to that. They do all have firing arcs on their bases. Nice. See, you can see both of them have split. So you've got your 180 arc, your rear and your front arcs already on the bases. That's great. So you don't have to mark them yourself or anything. They were in the rules, so they put them on the bases. Yeah, everyone has them. Yeah, I didn't even, of course it's, accentuated because of the treatment, but I didn't even think to look, but that's great. They're all there, and you can just take, if you want, just like a white or a light color paint and just, reinforce that just so it's easy to visually see. But yeah, that's great. The bases are marked already. Well, very good, and easily fits back in there with its tiny little booklet. So let's double check. Did we get a second? No, we didn't. We've got one. Oh, no, we did. We got a second. That's right, because this is a duplication. So we have a second rangefinder as well. So you will be passing them around, but there's 2. And then our big tokens. Yeah, and everything will fit reasonably back in the box, and they gave you the tray, just like the other one, tray at the bottom for all the tokens. So yeah, you'll have to probably, once you punch out all this terrain, you'll probably want a big Ziploc to keep all this in, because some of these, where were they? Yeah, some of the smaller pieces, little edges and things, and the other ones, the trees needed to be stood up. Yeah, they might easily disappear, but not bad at all. Yeah, the cardstock could have been a little thicker, but then again, that's gonna, fill up the box and make everything heavier. So, yeah, you can see they're not warped yet. A little, yeah, not too bad. But yeah, it's not thick. But because it's plastic miniatures, they don't need to be thick. But this is quite a lot of terrain for two little boxes. Wow. So a very, very straightforward, and it looks like the rules are really easy, to get your head around. And it's Andy Chambers, so that's a lot of experience, already. So here we have it. So everything available currently for Zone Wars, and we'll see what kind of support this gets. This might just be kind of a one and done, as far as this is all of the factions. I guess there are some other things they could add from Mutant Year Zero, and as they expand the universe, that may happen. But yeah, and I've been reading good things about how it plays, so I can't wait to get it on the table. And there's not really any prep. I mean, they give you everything out of the box: the mat, the terrain, the dice, the range rulers, and all the tokens for the rule set. So it's really complete in quite a small box. So two players right away, and the most fun kind of starting factions for the game. So that's great. And so this was it was like about $100. It's like 998 crowns. So depending on how that converted. So I think about $50 each. Yeah, for the starting campaign. So just this. So 59. So the core was 59, and then the expansion was. It's jumping everywhere. Expansion brought that up to 100, and I think you're getting a little bit of a break. They don't have retail. They have barcodes, but they don't have a retail pricing on the back. But that's not bad, unfortunately, because of what's going on with Japan and China. I'm getting extra tax, so there's been tariffs on both this and I believe Mothership was hit pretty hard because they're coming straight from the factories in China to Japan, so they get hit a little bit harder. But that comes and goes, so you can't complain about it, and you also can't anticipate it. So that is Zone Wars for Mutant Year Zero, and we've been talking in the game group that we played Blade Runner with about getting some Mutant Year Zero on, so maybe Matt will run this for us. And I would really like to. I've tried a kind of a starting adventure with Mechatron, but that's been it so far for Mutant Year Zero, and would really like to get involved in a campaign, especially because the characters have a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun things to do with the characters, and this is really kind of very Stalker-esque, and there already are miniature games, more indie. I think it's the Zone Alpha, more indie games that are built for miniatures agnostic stuff where you're doing that zone recovery and artifacts similar to the Stalker Tarkovsky Stalker film. But I like what they did, and I like the setting a lot. So I can't wait to see how this plays, and the fact that they give you both solo rules and also conversions to bring your own characters that you've fallen in love with in the RPG into Zone Wars is nice. So not bad at all. Yeah, I'm not disappointed in the miniatures. I'm not sure how they're going to paint up. They were clean though. They have a nice treatment on them already. So if you never plan to paint them, they still are going to look nice on the table. It's not going to be bright plastic, bright kind of amorphous looking plastic. And, but yeah, they look decent painted up. Not insane detail, but you can definitely see what's going on with the characters. You just got to be careful with your basing to still be able to differentiate your firing arcs, because they kindly included them. Nice. So yeah, they're saying 90 minutes per scenario. We'll see. Yeah. So it's been, it's last year was the Kickstarter, and when did I forget when they promised delivery, but not bad. I don't think it's particularly late. So I've had this for a few weeks, and have already been seeing reviews and things online, but it's good to finally have it. So this has been another unboxing, and this time Mutant Year Zero Zone Wars, and both the core set and the expansion. And we'll see if Free League is supporting this, or if it was kind of too expensive, and it may be getting more expensive to produce these kind of games with cards and miniatures included, for a company that's typically used to just printing books and dice. So we will see what happens in the future, but thank you so much for joining me, and keep an eye on the channel for our actual play series, and we'll definitely stream this if we get Zone Wars on the table. I've already got a big mat that fits the the matching terrain and things that they've included, so we can go get that out right away. So please like the video if you enjoyed taking a look inside the boxes, and subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified for new content. And when we go live, we usually stream on YouTube, Twitch, x.com, and Facebook when we go live. So you can find those links, in our social media is Upturned Table on all of those platforms, and upturntable.com. And thank you to the members and patrons, both on the YouTube channel and Patreon. And if you'd like to become a patron, patreon.com/upturnedtable, and all of that should be in the description. So thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.